Okay, first show match will be Armada versus Neblime. Best of 3 on the map Blindside by the American map maker Minerals. Here we go. So at the top, playing Protoss, Armada. On bottom, we have the Terran player Neblime. His name is Not Lemon, our Discord server. On this wonderful map called Blindside, which is featured in Season 4 of STPL. Big shout out to Kix for featuring new maps by upcoming map makers. And we have a neat pylon morphing next to the Nexus. This is OxTQ. I will be casting, but I am hoping co-casters do join. Our regular show match series features an open cast invite to anyone. I basically share my screen on Discord, and people are welcome to join the open casting voice channel. Basically cast off my screen. I believe we're the only Brood War platform that features a community open cast, which I think is pretty cool. So this probe is going to make a Nexus. Nexus is down. Probe is mine some minerals. It's there. Glitch out before it heads back. This SCV is going to make use of this wonderful staircase in the middle of the map. These Romanesque flights of steps. Two-player map. So relatively easy to scout your opponent. Command center down at Terran's Natural. I am relatively new to observing, so apologies. There are a lot of shortcomings. And this probe is going to be denied. It's wonderful. It's some steps. Gonna use the staircase. Attaboy. Or girl. Or whatever pronoun it identifies with. Nexus is completed. Probes are mining. A Zealot is marching out. And another is joining him. Round 1 in this best of 3 between Armada and Neblime. Dragoons popping out. Just in time to not catch the SCD. So to get a full scout What's going on in here? Rest in peace, SCV. This little block. What's our worker count? 29 probes to 30 SCVs. Supply is more or less even. Big shout out to Quark, my man, who donates every single prize he's ever won in our little Showmatch series. Hopefully he will co-cast. Hi, mate.
Same situation as yesterday, so I'm going to be muted a lot of the time because there might be screaming from a infant, but I'm watching and I will do my best.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you.
It's like 2 base up. The question is, why is it 2 base up if he hasn't scouted anything? He doesn't seem to want to scout anything. They're not even looking outside the other side's base, they're both just staying at home and doing their own thing.
I love how you caught that. I had no idea what's going on. It's actually pathetic how limited my SC knowledge is.
Well, just that neither of them have left there.
I mean, it's a Stargate and Templar Archives. Yeah, it has to be. So an SCV did get a scout in there, but that was well before some of the key infrastructures were made after the robotics.
What MMR is this game?
I believe they are B rank. Yes. Well, I think they got several probes there, and he got a scout of what's going on.
Yeah, that drop was worth doing, but he's not going to have any map control anytime soon. The Terran, he's just going to be sitting in his base waiting because he's still only on the 2 back. He's got a quick army though, so that will help.
Predictions this game?
I think Armada's gonna win, despite his deficit in supply.
Shout out to Why I'm Noob, who's joined us. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me here. Yeah, I just wanted to cast this because both these guys are really, really good friends of mine. That's all.
So you're gonna do a lot of shit talking. That's you're here.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. We'll see.
I think Terran's ahead at this point. I don't think the Arbiter's going to get much done unless he lets, say, Vikul in and just kill everything. Whereas Terran has what he wants. He's got his tech. He's got +1 on the way. He's building factories. He's onto free base. He's in a good position here.
Yeah. I do agree with you, Quark. But I also think if he gets a good recall, if there's no mines or any defense, it could make all the difference, right?
Yeah, the Vikul defense will have to be prepared in the next 2 minutes or so, and I'm expecting it to be because Neblime saw the Arbiter Tribunal when he did the drop, so he knows what's going on. But right now, even bases and a 7-worker lead for Terran is a good position to be in. Can we see if he has a second armory? Yeah, he's playing this cleanly. He's going to be heading towards a 2-1 and then a 3-2 timing.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever the Terran is up on supply against Protoss, right? You know the Terran's in a good position.
Yeah, and if Protoss was about to hit with something major, that'd be. But instead, we saw 4 gateways on 2 bases, quick arbiter, and then the Protoss just stayed in the base, did nothing with it.
I just want to point out, good Sim City by the Protoss. Zoning out the vultures.
Yeah, very good.
It's a thing I don't see a lot of Protoss players do. Or well, at least, yeah, I think they should do it more often. That's what I mean. Like a lot of Protoss, they'll just leave their main kind of open, and you can run vultures and you get a lot of damage done.
The probe production hasn't been great though. A minute ago there was a 7 SCV lead. Now we've got an 18 worker lead. Like Protoss is accidentally putting himself all in here. Terran keeps adding factories. I would expect Terran to hit 200 before Protoss. "24 workers. Like, holy shit. This Terran player is not fucking around. There will be. He's just going to mine out his main nat and third very quickly. But if he builds some factories at some point and starts building workers before he has 100 of them, then he's going to have so much money and so many units.
A little bit of a supply block here, though. So we're going to be floating a little bit of money for Terran. Yeah, I think had he not been supply blocked, he would have hit that 12:30 timing, right? When you get about like 180, 200 at 12:30, 2-1.
And we can see the mines going down now. I don't think that Protoss has any way to stop this. He can't kill Terran, and once Terran's maxed out, Terran will just cross the map and kill him. Just, 2 arbiters isn't going to cut it. He's got to calm down with his SCVs, so 79 is too many.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a little bit of it's cut into a supply bit. Oh, looks like we got like a. Is that 2 tanks in that dropship and vultures? Is that a fantasy style? The vulture tank.
"81 workers. So if we take 30 supply from the Terran for the 30 worker difference, then suddenly Protoss is about the same army supply.
Feel Terran should have another expansion.
Yeah, and also 20 less workers than he has. But I mean, it's not going to make a difference. Terran's going to walk across the map and end it.
This was a good harass, by the way, by Neblime, trading vultures for the probes, and you can see Armada. He's really hurting on probes.
Yeah, he's not replacing the ones he's losing.
Yeah,
he hasn't been he's been on 50 probes ever since the drop before. Ever since like 3 drops ago, and he's not replaced any of them. But every time he loses probes, he falls further behind. And like, you don't want to go to 80 probes, but 60, 65 would be nice.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of a bank. I mean, even if he somehow takes this fight from Neblime, when Neblime pushes out, he probably won't even be able to remax. Like, he's got no bank behind it, no eco behind it, right?
If 5 bases, 50 probes, it's not enough. Yeah, I mean, actually, there's no eco. He's behind in every metric you could look at. The only thing he's got going from his arbiters.
About that earlier question, OX, should Neblime take in a 4th? Usually Terrans take their fourth when they push out, right? Or correct me if I'm wrong, Quark.
No, you're correct.
So yeah, he looks like he's getting ready to move out. 195 slash 200. So he should be Maynard. Oh, well, he already has a CC floating in position on the left hand side.
I don't like that he's not pushing because he can't get a better position than he is now. He's got his 2-1 timing. He's got he's maxed out. It's not going to get any better for him than it currently is. There's nothing to wait for here. On the one hand, like he's so far ahead. On the one hand, Terran shouldn't really take risks on the game. He's in a winning position, so I understand him not attacking. But on the other hand, he's so far ahead now that the only position he can move to if he doesn't attack is a less good winning position.
Right, and you know, again, you can kind of look at the banks. Again, Armada just has now maxed out, and he's got no bank behind us. And Neblime is a huge bank. So if Armada, like, if he loses this fight, that's it, right? He won't be able to remax. He won't be able to make anything behind it.
That worker difference, though. I mean, Armada's got a bigger army than you would expect for 200 Protoss.
That's true. Okay, here we go. Protoss getting on top of that army. Ooh, looks like this is super. Okay, you know what? We might have spoke too soon. I mean,
stasis is a good spell, but also clumping up all your units like that is not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, Terran was kind of asking for it, but you see, this is the thing. Like, this is the fight that the Protoss needed, right, to get back in the game, for sure,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, Terran can't let that happen. They have to spread their army, and they have to go for EMPs on the Arbiters. Those Arbiters, each of them had, or like, I think 2 of them had 2 stasis. The other 2 had 1 stasis apiece. That's 6 stasis.
And yeah, you can see. Good thing that Armada didn't lose a lot of his army, so he can remax. But he was still struggling, you know, a bit with the money. But you can see Neblime, he's going to be able to remax again. So I'd say the Terran is still in this. You know, he's got another maxed army out of him. But you definitely can't go around losing an army like that.
Yeah, and also he's mined out his third. His main and Nat can't have that much money on them just because of how many workers he's had. Because Neblime is going to have minerals in his main till the end of the game because he doesn't even have 1 worker per mineral patch. So yeah, Armada's going to have
Yeah, we see another attack, a dive from the Protoss, plenty of Zealots, but a little bit of miscontrol, would you say? Like the Zealots getting caught behind the Dragoons?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to matter. I mean, the Arbiters are just doing so much work.
Right.
If you don't EMP the Arbiters. And that's also part of why he needed to attack earlier, is because those Arbiters were just sitting there building energy, and I think there's only 1 Stargate, but the Arbiter count will build up over time, even if there's only 1 Stargate.
Yeah, and the blind wins.
Shouldn't have happened that way.
You see,
Should have
Clark,
attacked.
you know... No, sorry, go ahead, man, go ahead.
He just needed to attack. I don't think he had any idea how far ahead he was. Like, he was up in upgrades, he was up in army comp, he had a better bank.
Yeah, I totally agree. But you see, I've always bet on the underdog, right? When I came in here, I was like, yeah, Armada's gonna win, and against all odds.
All right, so round 2, game 1 went to Armada. Their positions are switched. Terran on top. Toss on the bottom. Yeah, it's very unfortunate because Terran was set up to win that game, but some of the units were clumped together, and that was just the opportunity Protoss is looking for to attack.
And he gave the Protoss time to get the spells. There was a timing there that he could have attacked when there was only going to be like 2 Arbiters and maybe 3 Stasis. Instead he waited, said it was 4 Arbiters and 6 Stasis.
This map in general, do you think it's more Protoss favored or Terran favored? Just, you know, as an overall.
I think when the mains is open as this, it's good for Reaver play. Also, you can proxy a robo basically anywhere on this map. I feel like playing as Terran on this map, you'd be expecting all kinds of weird bullshit happening. Protoss knows where you start. They can do like a gateway in the middle of the map and just do like one zealot into Dragoon or two zealots into Dragoon.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's just because the main is so open, as you said, right? And like the surface area is massive, right? Like there's no easy way how to prevent any Reaver kind of play, right? Especially.
Yeah, and then later in the game, the vehicles are going to be just as difficult to defend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, like speaking as a lower level Terran, I know there's a tendency that like you want to build like a million turrets around your base to stop like the Arbiter from coming in, but sometimes it's just not possible. So it's better just to try to defend with clusters of like, I don't know, like 3 turrets, and then using the mines to defend, right? Instead of building like a million turrets.
Yeah,
again,
I mean,
correct me if I'm wrong.
you can't stop vehicles. Even if you have a shit ton of turrets, the Arbiter can start casting the vehicle before it dies, and it will die and the vehicle still goes off. It's very difficult to stop a vehicle from happening. You have to prepare for what you're going to do if it happens. Science vessels with EMP, basically and floating buildings around the perimeter, I think are the only bit where you can guarantee it stops. But now, this is interesting. We have a 12 nex and we have a proxy factory. So what we're going to be seeing a rush here from the Terran. This map has long rush distances. I don't know if I like this. How many workers is that?
He's pulling like all the boys almost. I think 12 at least.
Yeah, that's too many. That's the amount you'd pull it if you were going for a just a bunker rush with no factory. This is. Yeah, I don't like this because there's nothing behind this. All he can do is kill the. If he kills him, great. But if he doesn't kill him, there's nothing there. Like he can't even afford a vulture.
Yeah, he can't afford a bunker either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want to pull maybe 6 SCVs at max if you're going to try to do this.
Yeah, I agree. 6 would have been a good number here.
Yeah. And kind of a little bit of miss micro with the Marine as well. It wasn't firing for a while, so a ton of SCVs go down. But he does have a Vulture out now, so let's see what he can get done with that.
Well, he didn't even need to have the SCVs attacking at that point because all he didn't have any damage. Marines don't kill Zealots. Marines have the little flashlight torches that do no damage to anything. It's nothing. The Zealots weren't going to die till the Vultures got there, but he still attacked with the SCVs, just attacking into Zealots with them. They all died. You look at it and think, well, what were you expecting to happen? Like,
yeah,
the Protoss tries to have Zealots attacking your SCVs. That's a good situation for the Protoss. If you're sending SCVs to his Zealots, he's not unhappy. He's okay with that. That's going to work for him.
Bunker does go up, and the SCVs are working on the Nexus as well. But I honestly don't know if they're going to get the Nexus. He might though. He might.
We're going to want to see range, but it doesn't matter because look at the worker difference. There's 15 workers for Protoss and 13 for Terran, and most of the Terran workers are like this Nexus doesn't matter. Terran killed himself. There's nothing. Damage is the damage that Terran did to himself is far more than damage that Terran did to Protoss. Bunker's going to fool the moment Dragoon range is done, and then Terran has to try and work out how he's going to hold range Dragoons on this map with a floating factory and whatever Protoss is proxying over there.
It's got to be a robotics, right? Yeah, it's a robotics. Yeah, I think Neb's gonna go for command center after this, but you know, I agree with what you were saying earlier. That factory is gonna take like a million years to get to his base, and it's gotta build like a machine shop before he can even get a siege tank, right? And we're seeing Robo come up already.
Well, even the range Dragoons are gonna do it. That's the thing. Range Dragoons will very easily break this bunker and then run across the map and break whatever bunker they find over there. If you don't. Even if the factory was in the main and was making machine shop now, there wouldn't be time. How far away is Dragoon range right now? he shouldn't be waiting on it either. He has enough Dragoons here that he can just kill the bunker. He doesn't need to wait on Dragoon range. But, even if they have a tank, if you have like 6 Dragoons, you just kill the bunker. Doesn't matter, the tank won't be able to save it.
Is it going to be Reaver, or is it just going to be like like a pseudo? Yeah, it's going to be Reaver. I thought it might be like a pseudo Bodog with like just ferrying the Dragoons in, but yeah, looks like he's going to go for Reaver. I think on the Terran side, he's doing what he needs to defend this, but it's like too little, too late, right? You can see, and he's got like some of a wall. He's got the engineering bay, right? But it's just going to be too late.
Yeah, I mean, I think Protoss has kind of fucked this up, honestly. He hasn't been making Dragoons. He could have killed the bunker whenever he wanted, because there were no SCVs around to repair it.
He may have been underestimating how damaged Terran's economy was after that all went.
I absolutely agree with that. I think another thing is this. Okay, he might not have realized that the factory was proxied. Like he thought maybe the vultures came from the main, and there could be mines out on the map, right? Stuff like that, right? Again, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's exactly why you killed the bunker early, is the thing. Because you know that there will be mines out on the map, but you want your Dragoons over on his side of the map, threatening his expansion.
Right.
Not sure the baby agrees with you.
Okay, here we go. Reaver moving out to Neblime's natural. No siege tank out yet, I don't think. And only turrets, so unless Armada drives his shuttle into like 50 turrets, right? Should be able to get massive damage done.
That first Scarab always... Does it ever hit anything?
Yeah, it's like he's just not using his range Dragoons, and the range Dragoons right now are such an asset for him.
Yeah, I feel like if he pressured at the same time, like
the game would be over. It'd be easy.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, he was really far ahead, but he could have ended it by now. When you have 2 gate and Dragoon range, and all they have is a factory in the air and a bunker, you want to be using your Dragoons to just go to wherever they are on the map and kill them.
Well, he's gotten 2 SCVs and a turret. Actually, Neblime.
Another mining time.
Yeah, and lost time, but like Neblime, like coming out with a lot less damage than I thought he would, right?
Yeah, and Neblime should be dead. So yeah, anything better than dead is less damage than he deserves. Look at these Dragoons. There's 2 tanks with no siege, and a bunker.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess siege just finished. So there were 2 tanks and a bunker against like 10 Dragoons and a Reaver. Like he can just kill him, but he's not attacking. He's not attacking because he's afraid of mines, but the reason that he's afraid of mines is because he's waited so long. You kill the bunker, you walk across the map, you park your Dragoons outside his natural, and then you take shots at his bunker till he loses.
Yeah, and look at this now. Neblime up on workers. I mean, he's stabilizing for sure,
Yeah, and if you don't attack a Terran and they take a quick natural, then yeah, they will recover. But if you go 2 gate Dragoon, then you kind of have to attack.
It's going for a second Reaver. Now this is a heavy investment, like double Reavers, right? Like,
yeah, but he's done the proxy rogue where he's got a shuttle and a Reaver already. I don't hate it. And if he's done this much, he should keep going.
It's made Terran really paranoid.
Yeah, he's built a ton of turrets. But I mean, it's not too excessive yet, right? I mean, again, you don't want to build too many turrets, right? But yeah, Neblime checking for expansion. Oh, I think with Armada's money, you see how much he was floating, right? He could have taken a third behind it, especially since he was going like Reaver right behind it.
Yeah, he could have, and he's just going 2 base Arv again. But yeah, he should have map control right now. We saw the same thing last game where he just sat in his base for ages, didn't even put a worker or observer outside the natural. Or doesn't look inside the main, doesn't see what's going on. He's just playing his own like single player game.
Well, I think he's waiting for an observer, which is finally on its way.
No, he has one. He just hasn't flown into the main to take a look at the factory count.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
is
I missed that. Yeah.
this is single player boudoir.
Single player boudoir. I like it. I like it.
I mean, it is. It's like playing SimCity. He's just making his own little like mini kingdom at the bottom of the map. He's building his workers. He's building his buildings. Having fun.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Peter, what's up?
Hey, hey. What's the
Welcome,
score?
friends. It's 1-0 for Armada.
Armada,
Blindside.
the Protoss.
Yes, sir.
Ho ho.
You know, Quark, going off what you were saying earlier with that first observer, the one I missed, right? Because he didn't go into Neblime's main, he's missing the fact that Neblime is setting up for a 2-base factory push, right?
Yeah, and your first observer should always be counting the factories because the way you have to play changes drastically depending on what you see. You go into their base and you go, am I going 2-base arb or 3-base arb? It's if you scout that they're building a shit ton of factories, you go 2-base arb. You hold the factory push, and because they don't have a starport and a +2 coming behind it, just surviving on 2 bases is enough. You don't need to kill them. All you need to do is not die because you will. The Protoss will develop better if the Terran can't get his 2-1 upgrades.
Right.
But if you go in and you scout the starport and you scout 2 armories spinning, like maybe 3 factories and a command center building that's going to get floated out, then it's a completely different game. You have to set up to reach a power spike at like 13 minutes.
Yeah, I just said that he's going for 2-base push because it looked like it. He had 6 factories and everything, but looks like Neblime's just gonna take a third. You seen this, right, Quark? Like he's setting up for a third.
It's a indecisive build. I don't like it.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Like, if you're going so many factories off 2 bases and you're getting like the +1 and stuff, right? You want to push, right?
Yeah, I would. It's about just having a focused build. There's no real advantage to going 2-base. How many factories? That 2-base 6 fact?
There's 6 factories now. See?
Yeah, he should be pushing, but he keeps stopping. Like this is actually a good situation for him where Armada's just taken his third. He can push right now. Like the first Arbiter's building, but it's not built. It's not going to have stasis. If he rushes across the map right now, he will be fine.
Yeah, just a bit of a build order miss. Oh, okay, he is going now. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on,
and
hold
this is the timing he's after. This is a good push.
Yeah.
If he's rallying behind it, not getting supply blocked, he's got his comsats ready. The Arbiter's not going to have stasis.
Kark, I keep calling the wrong things, bro. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna take a third, but then he moves out.
I mean, he was posturing like he wanted to. I didn't call you out immediately and say that's wrong because it looked believable. He can't waste any time here, and it looked like he's not wasting time because he does need to be ready for that. He does need to be aware there's a stasis coming. I would love to see an SCV over here just building turrets too.
Yeah, one of the most broken things, right? We could build like supply depots and turrets and stuff, right, to kind of zone out the Protoss army.
Well, the issue is his comsats. He's only got so many. Like, what's the first Arbiter? And he's wasting time. You get up on the high ground, buddy. How many scans does he have left?
Can't have too many left, but I think
None on that one.
none on that one.
Yeah,
maybe
he's
2.
He's going to run out.
He has a group of vultures to the right as well, but he's not using them.
And those tanks are just stasis bait. At the back. Look at them.
Oh, this is going to be amazing for Protoss. He's just got too much.
Yeah. Look, four tanks in one stasis.
And the vultures, if you look to the right a little bit, he has a group of vultures there, and well, that's a good game.
GG.
He's just missing his timings.
Is this
he's not
best
pushing when
of
he
3?
needs to. Yeah.
Okay. So we got the bleeding next.
Okay.
Right.
So Armada won 2-0 on Blindside by Mims.